Hey everyone, I'm back. I was going to do this video earlier, but we had a really bad storm. It was not a tornado or anything like that, but it was really bad to the point where trees, full-grown trees, are literally uprooted from the ground. I want to show pictures on my phone, but I don't think y'all be able to see it. But this is the sky after. Yeah, you can't see it either. But it was weird. It felt like a tornado, but it wasn't one. I really wish I had my film camera charged, but it's still charging. And I'm looking at it right now. But with this being said, let's continue our Louisiana tour. I know I've been off and on in Louisiana. I just wanted to change it up so it won't get repetitive. And I am not good with French names. I think it's French. So if I mispronounce this, I'm sorry. But yeah. What lurks in the shadows on the St. Anne Street in New Orleans? The site where newly constructed buildings that was once home to the infamous voodoo queen, Marie Laveau. Laveau or Levine? Or Laveau. Today, the new building is visited by tourists and locals alike who wish to pay their respects to the voodoo priestess. But did Miss Laveau ever truly leave her New Orleans home? The former New Orleans resident, Marie, is believed to be one of the most haunted places in Louisiana. But why is it that there were so many historical figures? But why is this house haunted? And who is the mysterious woman who lived there? There were many historical figures who came to the deep south state of Louisiana. Known for being a hub for types of witchcraft, magic, and voodoo, the city of New Orleans is the place to go if you are seeking spiritual guidance or would like to cast a spell or two. While it seems a little far-fetched to some, NOLA has a rich culture in the home to people with spiritual gifts and those practice in all forms of witchery and magic. Historians say that it's because of the influx of slaves brought from the West Africa to the colonial Louisiana in 1791. Many slaves came from Haiti, where voodoo kings and queens are perceived to be in the same level of politicians. Among all those practiced voodoo during that time, Marie was believed to be the most popular voodoo queen of NOLA. Her practice and accurate predictions made her a reliable source even for those upper-class society in New Orleans, who rarely associated with those who practice voodoo rituals. Now, before I continue, there are many different types of voodoo, and I do know that depending on who you are, voodoo can be good or evil. It's kind of like Charmed. If you guys ever seen Charmed, there are 3 good wiccans, who use their powers for good. Actually, a really wonderful show. I miss it. There are a few records about Marie's past. She was illiterate, but therefore no journal entries or other handwritten notes exist. The specific of her birth date and other essential details are also obscured because she was a black woman living in the age of slavery, and a few, if any, records were kept in such a racist and sexist society. It is believed that she was born in New Orleans around 1808. I'm so sorry, it's late here. And I'm still freaking out about the trees that are uprooted on my neighborhood street and sticking tack. In 1801, to a free African American named Marguerite Darktown, sorry. While there are no documents showing who Maria's father was, there are baptism records that led to the belief that her father was a wealthy white politician named Charles Laveau. Marie married Serenio, a man named Jacques Paris, in August of 1819. Paris was an upper-class member of the Haitian Revolution. Their marriage, however, was short-lived, and Mary began to referring to herself as the widow Paris. In 1824, after her husband mysteriously disappeared, it is uncertain to what happened to Paris, but many believe Marie used a powerful voodoo amulet known as the Gris against him as a revenge on his adulterous behavior. So, she kind of went mad in a way, and honestly, I wouldn't blame her. Like, you do that to me, you're dead. He then met Jean-Louis Christophe I cannot read French. Demuni de Lapillon, a white man who was descended from French nobles. They had several children together. However, they never married since the interracial marriage was forbidden at that time. Unfortunately, some of their children died from the outbreak of yellow fever. Lapillon passed away in 1855, which left Marie with a house full of children to support. He also had the duty of the offer to support her spiritual children within her community to help from voodoo rituals. Marie began working as a hairdresser to earn a living, and clients were among the elite, high society residents of NOLA. Her clients were gossip and constantly as Marie styled their hair. She took every devious secret she heard and was able to use that information as a leverage over her clients. This also helped her to predict the future for many of the elite in town, as she already secretly knew many key details about them. Marie Laveau was described by many as the voodoo priestess. Although she predicted voodoo, she was also a devout member of the Catholic community. While the two beliefs may seem very different, voodoo is actually a syncretic religion that borrows from Catholicism. Things such as incense, rosaries, and sacrifices that sound from both forms of religion. And it is believed that Marie practiced from both voodoo and Catholic traditions at the same time as her rituals. Because Laveau was romantically involved with two wealthy partners in her lifetime, she had gained high regard position within the New Orleans Creole society. He would also provide rich spirits to enslave people for protection. Take apart the ceremonial dances, Congo Square, while performing with the snake, and work as a herbal healer. Training members in the community, she was known by many as the potion mistress, and could create potions to a threat variety of alignments, enforce revenge, or cause two people to fall in love. According to the legend, someone administered poison to death row for prisoners that would have died peacefully before being taken to the gallows. It has been said that she would prepare their last meal and pray with them before their death. Marie Laveau died at her home on June 15, 1881, a few months before her 80th birthday. Following her death, several New Orleans reporters and even some publications like the New York Times published her obituary. While some misunderstood her practices, there were many who saw her as a noble and caring person who took great care of the sick and provided anyone in need. She was a minister to prisoners and a dedicated member of the Roman Catholic Church. Marie is buried in St. Louis Cemetery every year thousands of people visit her tomb, adding spiritual gifts, candles, flowers, money, and even personal items to her final resting place. There are several stories about Marie Laveau obtaining her home, which stood on to this present day in St. Anne Street, New Orleans. Some locals say she obtained her home thanks to the voodoo spells. It has been said that a wealthy man asked Marie for her help one day. His son was in jail, falsely accused of committing murder. The man asked Marie for help to free his son, and in exchange he would grant her a home in St. Anne Street. To prepare for the upcoming trial, Marie spent several weeks praying to voodoo Lula spirits, as well as the Catholic saints. While praying, she placed spicy genuine peppers in her mouth. The spirit saw her willingness to suffer for the mercy of the man's son and heard her prayers. One day of the trial, Marie placed genuine peppers under the judge's seat. The man son was found innocent, and Marie gained ownership of her new home as promised. Marie Laveau's original home was torn down years after she passed, and was replaced with the new structure built in the same space. The new building believed to be haunted by the spirit of Voodoo Queen herself. People who have visited the site of Laveau's home have reported feeling a sense of unease while outside the home. They felt pressure against various parts of their body, such as their shoulder, as if someone was poking or tapping them to get their attention. When they turned to look, no one was there. Visitors have also taken photos of the house and later found strange things in the images, such as blurred apparitions of people who weren't present when the photo was taken. Many locals have claimed to have seen the ghost of Marie walking around the property at night. It is believed that many still think she practices her voodoo ceremonies on the property. For centuries, New Orleans has had the reputation of being linked to dark magic, witches, and voodoo. There are countless legends linked locations throughout the city, and each one has a different story to tell that is sure to send a chill down your spine. So, Miss Marie, I would think that she is mad that they took down her home for her to be hanging around. I would be mad too. Like, why did you take my house down? I'm still here. But I would totally love to go to Louisiana one day. And it's probably one of the most haunted states in America. I'm probably wrong about that, but voodoo, witches, magic, spirits, slavery, yellow fever, hurricanes, natural disasters. Well, not equals hurricanes, but all of that equals a good recipe for hauntings. And I'm crazy enough to go there. I do not blame Miss Marie for being angry at New Orleans for taking down her home. And if I was her, I'd probably use some voodoo spells, if anything. I'd be like, I'm still here. Hello. But yeah, with all of that being said, I highly see Louisiana as one of the most haunted states in America. And on my bucket list to go there, especially the swamp. If you've seen my recent video, one of my recent videos of, Julia Brown, you will know why. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my channel and videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am Haunted Girl, and I'll spook you later. And the paranormal is my playground. Until next time, pleasant dreams.